Okay, so a few days ago, I did a video on the hotel situation in Kansas City when it comes to the FIFA World Cup. This guy in the thumbnail, he spent millions converting his romance hotel into a hotel that's suitable for FIFA fans. And just yesterday, I did a video on Seattle, and this hotel representative here thought that the FIFA World Cup would be his golden ticket. It's clear that Kansas, as well as Seattle, bought into the hype and thought they could cash in as much as they can. I mean, $1,000 for a night? Come on. But in this video, we have more cities reporting that they're struggling when it comes to hotel bookings. The first one is going to be San Francisco, where the hype is just not living up to the bookings, and they're even reporting that it's lagging behind a typical summer season. The next city are the host cities in Texas, where Houston and Arlington are starting to report that their bookings are way below the expected amount. And the last city for today, and I say today because I'm sure I'm going to see more reports from other host cities like in the next week or so, Los Angeles, where they are reporting that the bookings for this year are 18% lower than 2024. That's before the Tangerine Tyrant got into the office and things were like normal. In a video I did about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I actually called this. Because back then, these hoteliers were banking on the last minute bookings, saying that within 60 days, that's when the bookings come in. And that everything is fine and dandy, we're not worried. Well, now, they're worried. And hell, I'm not even a tourism or travel expert. I'm just an observant tech guy with a cat and common sense. So we're going to go over all of these host cities' sob stories. And let's start off with the report out of San Francisco.
A red card for hotels expecting a big boost from this summer's World Cup. The U.S. is hosting the Men's World Cup for the first time since 1994, and the Bay Area is set to host several matches. But as Kenny Choi reports, the hype is not necessarily translating into more local hotel reservations.
With the international sporting event kicking off in a few weeks, hotels say bookings are lagging. And that could mean fewer international visitors spending money here in the Bay Area.
Just a heads up, you guys are going to hear the word money a lot in these 3 reports. I mean, let's be real here, that's what it's about for these hotels, right?
Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara will host 6 World Cup soccer games starting in June. But a new survey from the American Hotel and Lodging Association suggests many hotels in San Francisco are not seeing the surge they initially expected. Nearly 80% of hotel operators in San Francisco, Seattle, Boston, and Philadelphia say bookings are trailing expectations and even lagging behind a typical summer season.
I haven't done a report on Philadelphia or Boston yet, so I'm guessing those are going to be the next reports that I'm going to be doing within the next couple days. But the key piece of information that he just said is that it's lagging behind a typical summer season. Now I'm going to assume that they're not talking about last year, because we're going to hear later that Los Angeles is comparing it to 2024, and they're down 18%. But you have to think about it. That's very telling, because you got the biggest sporting event in the world in your country, and even Canada and Mexico as well. And there's just no interest. And we can tell because these cities' hotels, they're telling us. Sure, some of the hotel owners and managers, whatever they are, they might be watering it down a bit, saying, you know what, yeah, we're just still waiting, or, they're slowly trickling in. But you know what, you can only fudge the numbers for so long.
Alex Bastian is head of the San Francisco Hotel Council.
When we saw the match schedules and team placements as well at the end of 2025, we recognized that we weren't getting any number 1 seed teams. We weren't going to get the corresponding fan bases.
This guy's actually blaming it on the games now. So let me know if I got this right or not. What he's basically saying is that the tourism and hotel booking in San Francisco is down because of the games that they're hosting. This is a new one. I haven't heard this one before. Let me know in the comments. Am I translating this right?
The Inn at the Presidio in San Francisco is 90% occupied and expects that number to remain fairly steady this summer. The occupancy rate would have been higher with stronger World Cup demand.
The majority of the hotels have prepared for this, and June is actually a very good month when it comes to our convention calendar already. So for us, the adjustments in general are minimal in nature.
The hotel says when gas prices and airline flights began to spike, it started to see fewer tourists and more local guests booking staycations. Jeff Belisario is executive director of the Bay Area Council Economic Institute.
I mean, it's not really like a Super Bowl in all these cities.
Wait, what do you mean it's not like a Super Bowl? My mayor said it's going to be like 30 of them.
Equivalent of probably 30 to 40 Super Bowls.
But some feel the initial hype was a little overhyped.
Yeah, I'm not going to let anyone forget that clip, especially in a few weeks when Vancouver discovers how much they're paying for security.
It's a big event. People will come in, but I don't think it's going to be the like massive driver of economic activity that we had really thought.
The survey also shows 65 to 70% of hotels surveyed say visa and travel barriers and broader geopolitical concerns are significantly suppressing international demand.
Broader geopolitical issues that were actually started by your own country, and security concerns at your border, especially if you don't have the right skin color.
It's still a positive. It will bring people in, but you now have all these, you have international headwinds just around the U.S. and its involvement in wars in the Middle East. You have higher costs generally. You have higher airfares. So I think the expectations were very high.
The World Travel and Tourism Council estimates the U.S. lost $12.5 billion in international spending last year. Data shows that trend of fewer international visitors continues into early 2026.
Now, this trend is going to continue for at least 32 months, minimum, because that's the duration that the tangerine tyrant is still in the office. So what did we learn out of San Francisco? Well, they're down, and they're blaming the games that was selected to them. Now let's move on to Texas and see what their excuse is.
Well, local organizers are projecting that North Texas could see anywhere from $1.5 to $2.1 billion in economic impact from the games.
That was the original, maybe
yes,
overstated expectation. New industry and new hotel industry survey is raising some questions about whether that economic boom will be all that significant. Fox 4's Casey Stiegel is in tonight to explain. Hey, Casey.
Hey, guys, it's not really the concern is whether fans will show up. It's more like whether enough international visitors will come, if they'll stay longer and spend more cash.
See, I told you we're going to hear money a lot in this video.
The World Cup countdown is getting real in North Texas. However, a new study from the American Hotel and Lodging Association is tempering some of the early economic optimism. The hotel industry group says bookings in most host markets, including Texas, are coming in below what operators expected.
I don't know of any local hotels that are 100% occupancy during the FIFA timeframe right now.
Ooh, that's pretty bad right now. But if they're not at 100%, what percentage are they at? My guess? Maybe 50? No, maybe they've been higher than 50. I would say they're probably maybe between 60 to 75%. And I'm just guessing here. I mean, there's absolutely no backing in terms of my guess. But I'm just basing it off the current feelings towards the FIFA World Cup and also the ridiculous prices. And this goes on our side of the border as well. I was doing some spot checking like a couple weeks ago, and I saw the Kingston Hotel in Vancouver. If you're from Vancouver, you know where the Kingston Hotel is. It's a dump. And they were asking like $800, $900 a night. And then you have that new Park Hotel that I saw room rates for like $1,200 or $1,300 Canadian. So who the hell is really going to pay for these room rates?
One piece of the puzzle, FIFA recently released rooms it had long ago placed on hold for staff, media, and other support, which has added new inventory to the market.
What we're seeing also is Arlington hotels are stepping up, along with hotels throughout the Metroplex, and selling those rooms to the individual leisure travelers.
But hotel and sports economy experts say the type of fan coming to the region may matter just as much as the number of tickets sold.
For international travelers, these numbers that are going around, even for a basic group game, are quite high and quite shocking for some.
In addition to higher tickets, travel costs like increased airfare and lodging could cause foreign tourists to feel priced out, and that could translate into a smaller payday locally.
Yeah, screw your payday. I don't think anybody internationally wants to contribute to your economy. I mean, think about it. You guys really screwed up the entire world right now when it comes to like jet fuel and fuel prices. Most of the US citizens out there really don't give a shit about what's going on right now. Apathetic. And yet these officials think that the payday is not going to come in. Well, I can say for certain, I don't think that payday is going to come in for any country, not even Canada.
Because international visitors typically spend far more compared to their domestic counterparts.
Definitely won't stay as long in hotels. Might not go out and do the nice restaurants as much.
Though Brent Durad, president and CEO of the Arlington Convention and Visitors Bureau, tells me even with the games right around the corner, about half of all bookings are historically made at the last minute, and they're banking on that to be the case here.
About 50% of our rooms are typically sold within 14 days here in Arlington. And so I think, within the next few weeks, we'll really kind of start to see a lot of activity.
They're still banking on it. Ah, jeez. You know, typically, in the past, sure, maybe you sold out within 14 days for an event. But this is not typical times. The times we're in right now, we got an airfare crisis. We got safety issues going into the US. You got safety issues once you're in the US. Racism against people with wrong skin color. Threatening other countries like Canada, Greenland. What else am I missing? That unnecessary war that's going on right now. This has never happened in our lifetime. And you can't compare this to anything in the past. It's just like how people compare it to COVID, or 9/11, or any other like natural disaster. The situation we're in now cannot be compared to anything that we know. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me on this.
When Fox 4 reached out to FIFA for comment on the reported sluggish sales, the organization responded by saying, in part, global demand for the FIFA World Cup 2026 is unprecedented, with more than 5 million tickets sold for the tournament, and excitement continues to build for the largest sporting event on the planet.
All right, so FIFA has not publicly broken down ticket sales by domestic and international buyers. The organization also did not provide the specific number of rooms released, only saying that as the event gets closer, it has a clearer picture of how many rooms were needed for tournament operations. But for context, Stephen, Heather, in North Texas alone, there are about 130 hotel rooms that are available total.
130,000.
130,000,
right?
And that does not include VRBOs, other third-party rentals and things like that. So a lot of rooms. We just don't know how many will be full come a week or a month or so from now.
So what did we learn from Texas? Well, they're hanging on to the hope of 14 days. And I'm excited to see if their tone changes a month from now. Now on to the last city, Los Angeles. Let's take a look and see what their excuse is.
New numbers showing local hotels aren't seeing the surge they expected for this year's World Cup. FIFA promised billions for the region, but some say the Cup is looking more like a bust. CBS LA's Brittany Ehrman is live with a look at the numbers and what local businesses are saying about it. Brittany.
Okay, you know something's wrong or something's changed when the US media is using the word bust. Because literally 2 weeks ago, I was fighting the US media because they were saying that everything's going to be fine. We're going into the golden month and all of the people are going to be flooding into their country. USA, USA. I'm not trying to be snarky here. I'm just pointing out the difference between 2 weeks.
Well, Rhoda Bay, the hotel industry is already struggling, and this certainly does not help. Business owners thought this was going to be a moneymaker, but now they're seeing the opposite. Shakira dancing her way into the new FIFA World Cup anthem that dropped today as excitement builds for the tournament. But some people say the expected tourism boom is losing its rhythm.
The reservations aren't there. They're not on my books, and they're not, Expedia. They book for the entire city. Jeff Saranum was checking the summer outlook for his Hollywood hotel when his team noticed an 18% drop in June and July occupancy compared to 2024.
So I think this right here is the biggest takeaway from this entire video. Because Los Angeles, one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world, is down 24% from 2024. No, 18% from 2024. And my math might be a bit wrong on this, but I'm just kind of thinking in my head. 2024 was probably one of their best seasons. And last year they were probably down maybe 20 to 30%. So if they're down 18% from 2024, that's not a big bump up from last year. And you have the biggest sporting event in the world in your city. If this is not the biggest indicator that nobody wants to go to your country, then I don't know what else is.
He says lower revenue combined with higher expenses is bad for business. The minimum wage for hotel workers in Los Angeles will increase July 1st, timed to the World Cup, with additional hikes planned before the 2028 Summer Olympics.
It should be translating into increased rates, but you can't increase rates that high because you're going to scare people away.
SoFi Stadium will host 8 matches. World Cup organizers promised the region billions from football fans. But a recent survey by the American Hotel and Lodging Association found hotel owners say the World Cup is a bust.
Ooh, even the hotel owners are saying it's a bust. You can't see my face right now, but I got a big smile on my face. Because I've been saying all along that things are not adding up. And my first clue was the reports out of Europe saying that flights to the United States in June and July were down from last year. Not even like the year before, last year.
70% of Los Angeles area hotels report reservations during the World Cup are below expectations, lagging behind typical summer periods. About half of businesses cited reasons like high labor costs and city policies as challenges. In the Bay Area, which will host 6 World Cup matches, hotels are also seeing lower occupancy than expected.
It's a big event. People will come in, but I don't think it's going to be the massive driver of economic activity that we had really thought.
Well, it could have been the economic driver for all 3 countries. But unfortunately, the United States and FIFA shot themselves in the foot.
All of the ticket prices are not affordable for anyone.
Gabby Zink says between the travel, lodging, and the tickets, she's watching the World Cup from the sidelines. So how do you plan to watch the FIFA World Cup?
On TV.
And more fans staying home could mean fewer people checking in.
You kind of just got to bear with it. It's unfortunate.
And the hotel owner told me he had to defer maintenance and lay people off because of this loss of revenue. Now, he says he can survive this tough time, but he tells me he heard from other hotel owners who say they're prepared to close their doors.
Oh no. Anyways, this is what everybody's been waiting for the last 4 years. This big grand event, FIFA World Cup, is going to be a bust. The tournament's going to go on, the teams are going to play, and somebody's going to win. That's not going to change. But every other organization, hotel, restaurants, tour bus, Airbnb host, 7-Eleven, the guy standing at the stadium selling water, and anyone who thought they would cash in on the FIFA World Cup, they are in for a big surprise. Well, maybe the guy standing outside the stadium, he might do well selling water. So next week's going to be a new week. And are we going to hear from Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Miami? Because they are the only other cities that haven't reported their hotel situation. So I guess we'll see over the next couple weeks if there's any reports coming out of these cities. To close off this video, I'd like to thank my mom for sending me this photo from home. What you're looking at right now is Cole Harbour in Vancouver. And if my memory serves me correct, the Weston Bayshore is right behind her. There are quite a few GTL community members in Vancouver, and everybody is sending me photos. And I really appreciate it because I do miss home a lot. So I want to thank my mom for sending me this photo. And I do want to thank the community for checking up on my mom as well. She's back to walking and starting to do a little bit of photography again, but it'll probably be a while before we even look at her website. But I appreciate everyone's concern and checking in. Alright, that's all I got for this video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos relating to the FIFA World Cup, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.